Hey there and welcome. If you're just starting out with the beautiful Russian language, you've probably asked yourself, why is a table a he or a book a she? Well, today, we're going to crack that code. We're going to master one of the most important first steps, noun gender.
So let me ask you this. In Russian, is a computer a he or a she? Now, I know it sounds a little weird to give a gender to an object, right? But stick with me, because by the end of this, you're not only going to know the answer, you'll totally get the simple pattern behind it. Okay, first things first. In English, we think of gender as biological. But in Russian, every single noun, everything, a table, a car, even an idea, it has what we call a grammatical gender. It's a core building block of the language, but the best part is there's a really clear pattern to it.
So Russian has three genders. First up, we have masculine, which uses the pronoun on. Let's say it together. On. Then we have feminine, which is ana. You try ana. And finally, there's neuter, which is ano. Your turn. Ano. Awesome. These three, on, ana, ano, they're our foundation.
So, how do we know which is which? How can you tell if a noun is masculine, feminine, or neuter? Well, the secret? It's all about the last letter of the word. Let's walk through the three main rules right now, and you'll see just how simple this pattern really is.
Let's kick things off with masculine. And the rule here, it's actually super simple. If a noun ends in a consonant, any letter that isn't a vowel, it's almost always going to be masculine.
Okay, check this word out. This is the Russian word for table. We say it like this, stol. Notice that last letter, l, that's a consonant, so right away we know stol is masculine. Simple as that.
Here are a couple more just to really lock it in. The word for house is dom. See? It ends in the consonant ma. And hey, remember our question from the beginning? The word for computer is computer. That ends in both consonants, both masculine. You see the pattern? It's all about that final letter.
All right, next up is the feminine gender. And for this one, the rule is just as clear. What you're looking for are nouns that end in the vowel a or ya. If you see one of those endings, you've nailed it. That's a feminine noun.
So, for example, the word for book is kniga. That I at the end is a dead giveaway. It's our big, clear signal that this word is feminine.
And you're going to start seeing this pattern everywhere. For example, mom is mama, school is shkola, and a car is mashina. See that? They all have that classic feminine a ending. You've got this.
And that brings us to our third and final main rule. And this one is for the neuter gender. For this one, the key endings to keep an eye out for are a or e. These two vowels are your sign that a noun is neuter.
For instance, the word for window is okno. That o right at the end, that's the classic giveaway. It has to be a neuter noun.
Let's look at a few more just to make sure it sticks. The si, moria, ends in ye. A letter, pismo, ends in o. And the sun, solnce, ends in ye. You're doing awesome. Those are the three big rules for Russian gender.
Okay, so we have our three main rules down, but there is one little curveball we need to talk about. It's an ending called the soft sign. It looks like this, but it doesn't actually make a sound. It just kind of shakes up the gender rules a little. But don't worry, we're going to tackle this together.
So here's the deal with the soft sign. A word ending in bia can be either masculine or feminine, and there's no secret spelling rule to figure it out. It's just one of those things you have to memorize when you learn the word. For example, dictionary, slavar, is masculine, but knight, nuch, is feminine. For now, the most important thing is just to know that this little exception exists.
All right, you've learned the main rules and the one big exception. So you know what that means? It's time to put your new skills to the test. I'm going to show you a word, and I want you to tell me its gender just by looking at the ending. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, our first word is dome. Just look at that final letter. What do you think? If you said masculine because it ends in that consonant m, you are absolutely correct. Great job.
Next up, shkola. What's that a ending telling us? You got it. That is our classic sign for feminine. See? You're really getting the hang of this.
And for our last one, pismo. Check out that final vowel. That O ending means it has to be neuter. Fantastic work. You nailed all three.
You just proved you can figure out the gender of Russian nouns, which is awesome. But you might be thinking, okay, cool, but why does this actually matter? Why do we care if a book is a she or a table is a he?
Well, the answer is huge. Knowing the gender is the key to building correct Russian sentences.
This table shows you exactly how it all clicks into place. So look at the first row for stole. Because stole is masculine, when we want to say it is beautiful, we have to use the masculine pronoun on. Now look at kniga. Since it's feminine, we have to use the feminine pronoun ona to say it is interesting. And finally, for our neuter word okna, we use the neuter pronoun ono to say it is big. That's the core connection right there. The noun's gender tells you exactly which pronoun to use. It's why getting this right is so important.
You have done some excellent work today and taken a massive first step. And to help you keep practicing, we put together a free Russian Gender Guide PDF just for you to download. In our next explainer, we're going to build on this and see how gender changes words like my, your, and his.
So, I'll leave you with this little challenge. Now that you know the basic patterns, what other Russian words can you find? Just look around you, think of everyday objects, and try to guess their gender. Keep that curiosity going, and I will see you in the next one.